All right, hopping over to the student affairs professionals here. Let's go to breakout room 4. This is expectations. So the questions here, expectations of an event targeted at students based on previous experience, word of mouth, and marketing. So in the questionnaire, it says your students hear that your department, your program, your organization, you are putting on an event. What are they expecting? And I said, be honest now, right? So here we go. We've got Rebecca, Cindy, Jody, Lisa, Serapha, sorry if I said that wrong, and Sammy, who is going to speak for you guys.
I don't mind to speak. I don't think we got far enough to designate somebody, so I'll just do it. And in our list, so this first response was mine. So I work in health services. So I assumed that students would expect some type of narrated PowerPoint about whatever health topic we were discussing, followed by a little Kahoot kind of learning check trivia based game. We also thought students might expect not seeing many other people that looked like them or that were in their same situation, not many students attending whatever the program was, but seeing more staff represented. One person coming from a nonprofit background, this was all new for her. So she said that she didn't think they would have any expectations. Nobody had been to anything that her group had done. Others said, and these next two were kind of more about what we thought, what we expected students would want, not necessarily what they expect from having done things previously with our groups, but would want things similar to an in-person experience where there's a lot of interaction and incentives for participation and things that did not require or did not look like school. So just fun things. Don't make me have to think too hard about it. And then others kind of going back to based on what they've experienced with previous events, perhaps expect a panel of experts or celebrities making appearances, ending with some type of so what message activation to a particular action step.
Awesome. Thank you, Lisa. So I know what some of the student answers are already, and I know how this overlaps a little bit with satisfaction as well, because some of the people were in a different group and they're like, I didn't take our answers. So don't even worry about that. They will all be there. Great job. All right, we're going to pop down to, we didn't have a second one, did we, Kenzie? I don't believe we did for expectations.
No,
all
we
right.
didn't.
Okay, so we've got our expectations from our industry professionals, and then let's jump over to the students. I believe that was Ryan. Ryan, what are students expecting right now?
Okay, so students are expecting when going to virtual events that it be somewhat creative and not just the same thing on repeat every time, because us students, we're used to so many distractions, and so if it's not creative, we lose our attention, we lose interest. Also engaging, inspiring, that you feel something, not just learn something, that it is worth your time, and sometimes it can even just be a break from life, everything that's going on. Social, but good, like you're still able to do both. And added value with useful information is also something that's really important. Relatable with practical tools, and sometimes when you're in a big Zoom like this, having breakout rooms and having that social element and not just sitting there and just being talked to, but talking with people is a huge thing that we really enjoy.
Awesome. Thanks, Ryan. Kenzie, I'm going to pick on you a little bit. Kenzie, you were in the design meeting with the students when you guys all put these together. So do you want to talk a little bit about, because I feel like this is going to be a hot point for next week. I think a lot of people are planning just purely social events. And what really came from that discussion from all the students was that they don't want 100% social events. Can you just talk for like a minute or two about that? Because that was really fascinating to me. And I think it would be good to hear from the group at large. And I know you kind of spearheaded that conversation.
Yeah, so I was in, I think my biggest memory about, not memory, but my experience from this was I was in a meeting with some accounting professionals. I was an accounting major, there's my background, but I was in a meeting with an accounting professional, and we were just talking about like very interesting things that would have been interesting in person, but how they made it interesting virtually was even better. And then like also another accounting professional did an incentive.
Don't do that yet. Don't do that yet.
Okay.
Because that's going to go under satisfaction, because I know you guys did that. But I think it was really valuable how you guys all said that, you know, when I asked all the students in my group, I said, how many of you guys have logged on to 100% social event, like a bring your own ice cream game night thing? Very few students actually raise their hand. And this is why these 3 bullet points are bolded, because all the students said, we want the combo, like we want value, we want useful information. If you're asking us to give up a half an hour or an hour of our life, we want relatable, practical tools with social elements. But like, why are we splitting up 100% education and 100% social? Like, this needs to be a value add with useful information. And we're going to cover that a lot. So that's why I'm kind of beating it home right now, because we will talk about that. And then Kenzie, I know you guys will talk about your example for satisfaction. So